What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Stoking the Coals from Bench Burner Sports. I am Knuckles, and I'm joined by Squared today, and we're going to be discussing UFC 323 that happened in Las Vegas this past Saturday, December 6th. The headline by Merab Dvalishvili and Piotr Yan, and the co-main was Alexandre Pantoja versus Joshua Van. The last pay-per-view of the ESPN era, and actually last pay-per-view ever. So like pay-per-view because it's not pay-per-view anymore. So anyway, we're going to be discussing that and everything, kind of the fallout, as you guys know, how we do on this show. Anyway, Squared, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. That was a damn good card. Went out making the pay-per-view worth it, which they don't often do.
No.
So hell of a send-off, and I'm glad to be talking about it. So let's
Hell yeah.
sorry, follow us on our socials, of course. Sometimes I forget my job here. Follow us on our socials. X is at bench_burner. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook. Everywhere else is going to be at Bench Burner Sports. You'll find us there.
All right. So you mentioned this is probably, this is an excellent pay-per-view. For me, I don't obviously we'll have our end of year awards going down later on in the year towards probably the end of December. So you guys will have to tune in for that. But I think this makes short list for event of the year. Like it has to. And
Yeah.
I think it's definitely top three. And I don't know if it's number two or three. I'm just gonna like I don't know. It was pretty fucking good. There's a couple other events that happened, but this one, man. I mean, the only I guess just real quick takeaways, like the only sour parts, obviously, were the co-main slightly, and then some people seem to have like beef with Bruno Ferreira and Marvin Vettori fight, which I didn't think was that bad, but that was like the worst fight on the card. And if that's the worst fight on the card, then it's a pretty fucking good card. Um, so anyway, like we do, we'll start at the top. Random gnat in my house. Okay, we'll start at the top and we'll talk about the main event and work our way down from there. So in the main event, Raj Dvalishvili fought Piotr Yan, and Piotr Yan, who was a very very sizable underdog in the fight, came out, put on a masterclass, dude. That was beautiful. That was amazing to watch. Basically, he had an answer for everything Merab does. What other people couldn't do, he found ways to counteract it and was taking down Merab in the fight too, and just like kind of making him look silly at times, and kept hurting him to the body. I mean, we saw visible reactions and audible reactions from Merab in the fight. Piotr just was on his A game. I think that's the best I've ever seen him look by a wide margin. We've seen him look really good against like Jose Aldo in their fight. That's the one that comes to mind. Corey Sandhagen fight, he looked pretty good in that second one. I think they fought twice, whatever one, the interim thing or whatever, but looked really good in that. I mean, he just looks really good most times out, but this one just superseded expectations. And man, I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, it's definitely going down as one of the best performances of the year. I think, honestly, thinking about greatest performances of the year, it's like him and Anthony Hernandez, right? That's where I'm at with it. Fluffy's performance over Dolidze, but this is at like a much higher level. So I almost hold it to a higher regard. Yeah, like Fluffy just dogged Dolidze, but this was just we never seen anybody do this to Merab ever.
Yeah. This was technically beautiful. It was like an art piece.
Oh,
Right.
dude, I don't often because I don't know, like I'm weird where some people will go back and watch fights. There are very few fights I will go back and watch. I just once I consume it one time, I kind of like I'll go back and watch highlights and stuff. But I hardly ever watch a whole fight. Sunday,
Right.
like when I first woke up, one of the first things I did was put that fight back on. I just it was incredible. It's going to be I recency bias aside. I mean, I think it's going to be one of my five favorite fights of all time. Watching that, and now is that saying that it's the greatest fight of the year? Probably not, but it's pretty fucking good. Man, what did you think of Jan's performance? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
what did you take away from Marab as well in that fight?
I'll say Jan shut my mouth. I thought there was nothing that he showed in the last couple, which is true. There was nothing he showed in the last couple fights that would have told us that he was going to do what he did Saturday.
Yeah.
But he did what he did Saturday, and that was fucking impressive.
Hmm.
Blew my mind. I wasn't ready for that. I was thinking we are going to see something more akin to the first fight.
Hmm.
If anything, I thought Marab was just going to look even better because we knew that Marab had improved so much since. Um, Credit to Marab as well. 4 fights in a year. Not just 4 fights in a year. Like that's something that's been done before, but 4 title fights in a very, very tough division, facing the cream of the crop of one of the toughest divisions in the UFC. Uh, that's that had to have at some extent, and I'm not trying to take away from Jan. We saw Jan fight. That dude looked
Hmm.
incredible. So not taking anything away from that, but that had to have taken away from Marab a little bit.
I
Having fought
agree. I agree.
four weight cuts, those were tough. I knew they
And those are
were.
championship weight cuts too. That's you have to get
Yeah, that's
135.
135 on the dot. So that's difficult. He, you know, he tried to do his thing. He tried to stand at first, and he had his moments on the feet. That's probably where he had some of his most success was on the feet,
Hmm.
which goes to show his improvement. But as far as getting takedowns, he was just not getting it going. They said he like attempted 29 takedowns or
29
something.
scored 2 or 4.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like they were miscounting or something. Even me and
They the way that the UFC statisticians count takedown attempts is basically if Marab like even just grabs a leg, that they consider that a takedown attempt, even if it's just a setup. Yeah,
even that after the first round, they said like, has gone for this many takedowns with no success. And me and Max both were like, where the hell were those at?
yeah.
But anyways, that's aside from the point. He was
Maybe
stopping.
every time he fainted.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, that's what it seems like. But
Right.
regardless, Marab was not able to implement his
Mhm.
game plan, his strategy that he is so damn good at, and that's all credit to Jan. That was uh, you're probably right. Performance of the year. I'd have to go back and look, but it's just going off the top of the head that it's hard to think
Yeah.
of a better one than that. Um, I will say personally, I would I think it's fair. I think it's the right thing to do to give him the rematch.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
yeah,
Absolutely.
people are. I think some people. I don't know if maybe they're just like don't want Marab to have that chance to get it back. But first
Oh,
of all,
there's haters out there.
yeah, yeah. First of all, Jan that did not have to happen Saturday. Like that was all Marab's doing. Like Marab
Yeah.
wanted the 4 fights. He got
Mm.
it. He did not need to. He could have had this fight happen in February. Who knows if who knows how things play out. It could have been
Right.
against somebody else in February for his next defense. But he wanted to get one more in. He got it. It was Jan. Jan should thank him for that, if you're asking me. But
Oh, dude,
um,
man. Yeah, you go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead.
but yeah, all I'm saying is it's only right to give Marab his his shot back. First of all, they're one
Mm.
and one. There's that.
Mm.
Um, Defended the title 3 times. Successfully defended the title 3 times in 1 year. And then we also know who Marab is. Like we know his story to the top. Those 3 title defenses might as well have been 5 title defenses. He had
100%.
to he had to fight absolutely everybody just to finally get his chance.
Yeah. Right.
Um, so yeah, like that was, and let's also not forget, like if Marab had won this, he would have gone down as the best bantamweight champion. So
I still hold him as like after what I
yeah,
saw.
no, there's people who
Yeah.
were saying like, who's the fighter of the year now? And I was like, dude, I kind of like almost still think it's Marab in a weird
I
way.
would only
I would have said Van if we'll get to that.
if yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
I guess I see a lot of people giving it, and I can't deny it. I can, and we didn't get to do a Stoke on the Coals on that, and I kind of wanted to talk about that, but we'll have more conversations about that in the future. But
Islam.
Islam, and it's
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
to deny. The only thing is, I would undoubtedly be Islam if that fight in January was against Armin, but it
Armin,
was
yeah,
against
yeah.
yeah, but beating Moicano the way he did, which was pretty impressive, and then shutting out JDM to like who's another weight division up. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I just
he probably does get it, to be honest. But
I still kind of lean Van, honestly. Even like I mean, yeah, it
yeah,
was a we'll talk more about that in a minute.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be a difficult one this year, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
right, I think I want Dion needs to rematch Marab. I think that's the fight that should happen. Is that the fight that will happen? No, because the UFC is the UFC, and they are on Sean O'Malley's balls. Uh, and what is going to happen? What I'm predicting again, like I don't know, that fight's a little ways away, so we'll see what happens between him and Song. But I'm leaning O'Malley because he just has that skill. Unless Song decides to finally wrestle, which I think he could probably
I'll say,
have success. What? Huh?
sorry to interrupt. I'm thinking
Oh, you're
if I'm Marab, I'm thinking if I'm Marab, I think what Marab needs to do first of all is take a little time, dude. Give yourself a little break.
100%, 100%.
Um, yeah, absolutely. Hey, maybe have Jan and O'Malley go at it. Maybe O'Malley wins, brother. You know you got his number.
Oh
That could
yeah,
be
and
a
and you can't tell me that the UFC doesn't like trilogies in that sense, but at the same time, that's what makes it so hard. Is that if a champion is 2-0 against a challenger, that challenger could win like 5 fights and still not be able to fight him because he's down 2-0. And then it kind of goes the same way if a champion is 0-2 against a challenger. Why make that fight again? Because he's already lost to him twice. Like and like it doesn't
right.
make sense to have him fight a third time. That's just how the. But that also that rivalry has heat. So like I don't know, it's super interesting. I know O'Malley's like a pig eating shit right now. He's so happy. He's like, oh yeah, because the thing is
No, he just got
people.
so much closer back to the title.
Oh, dude, and
So much
everybody. And
closer.
honestly,
The
I
guy
want
he
to.
the guy he beat is now champion.
Yeah,
That's oh man, he's got a beeline to the title
the
now. He's
guy
got
he beat. The guy
the
he beat.
guy who hey
Yeah. Hey,
the
hey,
record says W, so
he got the decision.
the guy he got the W over. We'll put it that
Right.
way.
And the thing is, man, like I have to see that fight 5 rounds, like one day. Even like I'm totally cool with that being next. Like 5 round fight. I think Marab should take. I think it should be out till June, July. Take a break, dude. Because
I
we
bet,
saw
yeah.
Alex Pereira took like a fairly long break. I think it was like 7 or 8 months, and it served him so well in that rematch against Ankalaev. I think he just come out like a bat out of hell, and I think in this situation that would serve Marab really well because he can kind of tighten some holes, recuperate. I mean, dude, the guy's almost always fighting injured. That's just how he is. He's a dog. And in this fight, I think that there was something I saw that we don't see with Marab, and I also think it was a big credit to Piotr Jan, but he slowed down. Like he slowed down, and I wouldn't say he looked tired, but when you're getting your ass beat, it's hard not to get tired. Like your body just physically starts to kind of like wear down. And his nose was busted, his eye was all cut up.
Jaw
He was
was
getting
broken,
look.
probably.
The body shots cannot help with your cardio at all. And he looked tired. He kind of by the 5th round, he started looking tired. Like, and I was like, this man's human. I was like, wait, he's tired. I was like, what? So, um,
Dude, the way he was reacting to those body shots too were brutal. Like
he
genuinely like
has to do.
grabbing, like hunching over,
He has to do something about that, man, because
shouting.
he did the same thing against O'Malley. O'Malley kicked him that one time, and like we were all, I was like, oh, I was watching. I was like, oh shit, he might fucking finish him here. He has to like. I know for a fact that I've seen people cracked with. I mean, those body shots were disgusting because they're right to the liver, but
Mm.
I have seen people cracked with almost nastier. I've seen people get their ribs cracked immediately, and yeah, they wince, but they don't fucking yell. You can't do that because you're giving your opponent a tell that you're screwed. Which I
Yeah.
think Jan kind of knew that he hurt him anyway. But
Did you hear the commentary after he screamed? I think it was DC. Maybe it was like only Marab, and it was like, "What do you mean only Marab?" I think most people would go ah if you got it.
yeah, 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 dude. It was like that. He was like ah. I thought it was the crowd at first. I'm like, no, wait, it was him. I'm like, wait, that was him yelling. Fucking crazy. But yeah, man. Oh god, I just can't get over that performance, man. Such a beautiful performance. I will admit I don't think Marab was at 100%. I just got that vibe from like the early outset, but at the same time, I don't even know because no fighter's ever 100%. Everybody knows that. It's an old adage or whatever, like adage, whatever the fuck the term is. I tried to be fancy with my words and it didn't pan out. But anyway, it just everybody goes into a fight not 100%. Jan, there was rumors that Jan was significantly injured going into the first fight with Marab. Could be a true story. Um, I wouldn't doubt it because he didn't really look like himself in that fight. But again, in this fight, I won't even say Marab didn't look like himself. He just didn't look 100% like himself. Like he didn't, and I don't know if I credit a lot of that to the game plan of Piotr. Um, all I know, dude, is that I think the rematch when it happens, I don't know who's going to win still because
That's a
it
tough call.
it because if Marab comes out adjusting like a bat out of hell, he could just instead of saying like let's strike, he could just go fucking balls to the wall and just keep shooting and holding Piotr against the fence. But we saw Piotr. The one thing he did way better in this fight that he didn't do in the first fight was he didn't let Marab back him up to the fence. And that is how Marab won the first fight is because he just cage held a lot and like worked from there. Piotr was circling and keeping him on. The big thing was keeping him on the end of his jab was so because he kept and Marab kept so Piotr would keep the high guard and he would pepper out the jab and then
Look at
Marab,
this.
dude, yeah, for real. And then
He looks
Marab,
like he looks like he's. I was telling Max if anyone watches football, he looks like he's doing the Cam Ward celebration.
yeah, dude, he does, yeah, yeah. Like so he does yeah the way he's like he keeps it like so tight right there and then so Marab would fight the lead hand try to bring it down and blast over the top that way he could hit him and then shoot like it was kind of a setup like that but the way
Mhm.
Jan he got him a couple times but then Jan adjusted and every time Marab tried to bring down his hand, he posted his arm out stiffer, and Marab couldn't move the arm down to get inside of range. And that was Marab setting up takedowns and stuff and different things. Shout out, I think, I don't remember who I saw posting that, and I learned that from because I can't take credit for realizing that, but I think it might have been Miguel Class or somebody like that. But just the way that I could talk about this fight forever, man. It was just beautiful, and I've like watched breakdowns. I've seen things myself, and it was just really the way that Jan was circling, keeping his frame up, and not allowing Marab to push him back to the fence. I think that was the big thing, and I think that's kind of what fucked Marab is because he was expecting to be able to push him back, and it wasn't there. And then after that, it's like, what do I do? Because he's not very good at open range takedowns, where his buddy Aljo was amazing at that because he would just backpack people. He would roll people and backpack them, and that's kind of how Aljo. That's why him and Aljo are such different wrestlers and grapplers because Marab relies on single legs into the fence and like chain wrestling, whereas like Aljo just trips you, tries to backpack you. Like single legs and similar, doubles and similar, but like he really rolls more. Like he's looking to scramble and try to grab onto you from any angle he can. It's dude, that's why I love MMA. Just breaking down the different sciences of different fighters. But anyway, doesn't matter. Jan won. Fucking phenomenal. I cannot wait for the rematch. This division just got so much more interesting because of the short list of people who I thought would beat Marab, Jan was like way down at the bottom. So this makes and I said it. Last thing I'll say because I could talk. Like I said, I don't want to talk terribly long about this, but Jan in that fight looked like the champion we were promised when he first won the belt.
Yeah.
Because I remember everybody saying that Jan was going to be the bantamweight goat because he was different than anybody else. He had wrestling, he had striking, his grappling was phenomenal. I mean, everything like every aspect of his game was phenomenal. And then we saw, just he kind of just tumbled, man. And the fact that he went on a 3 fight losing streak, came back and won the belt, man, and he looked the best he's ever looked, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see how long he can hold it. I'm excited for the rematch with O'Malley, with Marab. I mean, really, dude, I'm actually like a fight that nobody's talking about, but I like want to see really badly is him and Umar, man, because
Yeah.
that is interesting because
Mhm.
Umar is very dynamic like Jan. But anyway, it's gonna any like have him fight everybody. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Let Marab rest up and I would say let Jan fight either Umar if he beats Figgy, and or if Sean, but Sean for sure if Sean beats Song. But if Sean doesn't beat Song, then Umar, and I'd say that's probably good.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, talks forever about that fight, but I could go on forever. I love that fight. In the co-main event, Alexander Pantoja unfortunately lost his title due to injury to Joshua Van off of a caught kick where Van caught his kick and was tossed him back, and uh, Pantoja went to post and just popped his
Oh,
elbow
well,
out.
shit.
Popped that elbow out is pretty fucking gross. Really feel bad for Pantoja. I mean, I feel it's awesome to see Van win the title. I wish it was in a different fashion. But it also makes the division even more interesting now because we get to see more matchups. I don't think Pantoja will be coming back anytime soon. There's not a lot to glean from this fight because there was not a lot that happened. Pantoja definitely started coming at him like a bat out of hell, and Van was like trying to like. It was really interesting to
I was gonna
see
say
because
the most brutal part is you could tell that that was going to be a scrap. You could tell
oh,
for
dude,
the
they
little amount of time that it lasted, you could tell there was a scrap in store for us, and we just didn't
oh,
get it.
100%.
That was so brutal.
Because I could tell Pantoja wasn't worried about his power, which we know Van's not a power guy; he's a volume guy,
Right.
and that would have just been like either Pantoja was gonna ground him and try to roll him up, or Van was just gonna like pepper the shit out of him while Pantoja just marched forward like he does because he's a psychopath. Which I'm looking forward to. I was looking forward to either one, and I hope we get to see the fight one day. Um,
I'm a
Again,
little worried that it's probably
it's
it's
gonna be
probably not going
Tyra.
to get a whole lot better for Pantoja from
No,
here.
I think if I'm going to be honest and I'll make a bold prediction, as good as he was as champion, he's 35 years old. Injuries like that aren't easy to come back from, and I don't think he's winning the belt back again, man. I'm going to be
No,
honest
I don't
because
think he's
even
going to stay after that.
because I think he could come back and beat Van, maybe possibly. Van's not the one I'm worried about, really. Honestly, it's the guy in the next fight, which we'll talk about, because he looked fucking. I'll just say, yeah, Tatsuro Taira looked fucking phenomenal in his fight,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks for Pantoja. I do think no matter what, when he comes back, give him a title shot. You have to. He's the second greatest flyweight of all time. Five fight or five title defenses, I believe, or that was the fifth one, I think, or something like that. Just insane. Um, Really, just was awesome to watch him fight all the time. I really liked him as a champion, and definitely deserves a title fight. And as for Van, obviously we know what's going to happen next. It's going to be Tyra. It has to be Tyra. Um, I am so genuinely intrigued by that fight because if Van's title defense or not title defense, takedown defense has proved as much as we've seen, it's going to be interesting to see how he counteracts Tyra. But if Tyra has improved as much as he looked like against Moreno, that's also impressive. Um, anyway, well, what kind of takeaways do you have, and what comments do you have regarding like what's next, and what about that title fight? Anything?
Yeah, obviously, not a whole lot. Super happy that that Van's the champion now. Think a couple people, Knuckles, were giving him a little slack for celebrating a
I still
life
don't like
changing
it.
moment.
I
A
don't like it.
life changing
I
moment.
don't like it. I personally don't like it, but
I mean, I'm sure he wishes it ended differently as well. I'm sure he would have loved
hmm.
a knockout, but you
I mean,
can't
my
do
thing is he could go to the bar after that and fucking party like that. Go do that. I just in the cage, I was like getting on your coach's shoulders. I was like, like that was a little much. Like him being happy, yeah, like oh yeah, I
right.
won the title, but like,
That's fair. That's fair.
but that's
Well,
just how I view it because it's kind of like it's back when oh fuck, Chris Weidman when Silver broke his leg in the second fight, he kind of was like celebrating the same. Dude, that guy got ripped apart. Like,
yeah.
dude, everybody was shitting on him. Um, Worse than Van, honestly. And I think a lot of people are having grace with Van also because exactly what you said. He's young.
Yeah, he's
Ariel Helwani
24.
said Helwani said as much too. He's young. He's learning.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, dude, he came from a different country. First Asian born male UFC champion, which is insane. That's like an incredible feat, especially given all the Japanese fighters we've had throughout history and Chinese and some Chinese fighters. The fact that he come from I don't know what's the fucking Myanmar. I almost said Burma, and that's not right. So Myanmar. Um,
He's
Uh,
Burmese is what that is.
Burmese, but it used to be called Burma, but that's
Yeah.
not what it's called because that's what the whole war and shit. Yeah. So anyway, but Myanmar, which is incredible of all countries, Myanmar getting a UFC champion, pretty cool. More representation. That'll break into the Eastern culture like big time. I mean, Dana mentioned it too that he'd be super interested in a fight in Japan between Van and Tyra. Oh my
Yeah. That would be
bro.
massive.
In Saitama, oh my god, my pride fighting championship inner kid is coming out, dude. Tyra versus Van and Saitama would go fucking nuts and put Horiguchi on that card. Which the fight
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see, I would really want to see is Tyra and Horiguchi in Japan. That would be the fucking fight I'd want to see. But Tyra deserves a title shot, so maybe
Yeah.
let Horiguchi fight the winner of Royval and Kopp. Put
Yeah.
that put that in Japan too.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up, man. Sign
That's
me up. Because, dude, you guys think those crowds are loud? Wait till they get inside Tama. It's going to be fucking insane. Those, especially with Japanese fighters in there, and of course, get get a couple different fighters in there, like just that are fan favorites. Like I don't know, just get goofy dudes because Japanese people love characters. So get Derek Lewis in there in Japan. They'd go nuts, dude. They'd be like, oh, big man. Like they'd go nuts. It'd be like Bob Sapp again. They'd just fucking lose their shit. So I don't know what it is, man. Japanese people, they love spectacles. It's fucking awesome. Oh god, I could go on about that forever too. That dude, I'm just really excited. This card set up so much shit for the future.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like you said, not much to talk about on that title fight outside of best wishes to Pantoja and
I do want to
um,
say, dude, Pantoja, come on, brother. Like, that's Jiu-Jitsu 101 is don't land with your arms stiff as a board like that. You don't do
yeah, I
that.
don't know, like his
What
posting,
happens if
like
your elbow fucking blows up?
posting with your full weight coming down on your arm,
Ridiculous.
just not
That
good.
was a low IQ moment, and that's why I said
Yeah.
Joshua Van did win the fight fair and
Well, and
square. He
that's what
won
a lot of people were saying too.
higher
It was
IQ.
caused. It was caused by him. It was caused by
Yeah.
him. Pantoja, what the hell, man? You're one of the greatest champions today.
That was a little ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, but
God,
hell,
one of the worst like slow motions. That was like up there with some of
they
the
showed like
greats.
500 angles on that
Yeah.
thing.
It literally looked like the thing just was like, it was like warping. Like, and then later on, they
Ah,
said,
dude. Yeah, God, I just
they
replayed it in my
mistakenly
head.
said it was his shoulder later on in the show, which was like,
Yeah, that was all.
everyone was like, no, I
No,
watched it. There was no way that was his shoulder. Like,
no. And Pantoja came out after the fact saying, "No, it was my fucking
yeah,
elbow." Like,
that was ridiculous.
I don't know. And somebody else made a good point. I think it was like Ariel or somebody said is like, why is Dana continually giving medical updates on fighters that when he has no like information, he's just getting information from the back and
Did
he's
you see
not hearing
someone
it from.
pressing him about the Aspinall thing?
Yeah, and he
And
said, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know,
he was like,
I'm just doing what I'm
he's
told.
like,
I'm just."
I didn't say, I didn't say anything negative. They were like, yeah,
So
Aspinall's a
that's the
little
thing.
upset. He's like, dude, you said that he was looking for a way out, and
Yeah,
now he's coming. That's a sign.
and
That's
then I've also like
bad
I can't
stuff.
remember where I read it, but supposedly all the shit that he got in Abu Dhabi, all the checkups and stuff, like and all the reports that were done on that were not right. Like everybody was saying that he was cleared. That was false too. Like he was never actually cleared. Like this is what I'm talking about. They've got to stop fucking giving these updates. And he's gotten Dana, dude. As much as I mean, we all know he's a prick, and I'm okay with saying that he's a prick. He has to stop giving updates like and like fighting his own fighters like oh he wanted the way out oh they didn't yeah like
Yeah.
shit like that just anytime. I'm surprised he didn't say well Pantoja could have kept fighting but he didn't want to, that wouldn't be dude. I've seen it all. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I'm there's probably a clip somewhere of him saying oh Anderson Silva's leg wasn't that bad, like he probably said some shit like that. I don't know. He just that's how he is though all the
Yeah.
time, man. Like he used to say it about oh John Jones doesn't want to fight Francis Ngannou, which is true. But shit like that. And then it turned around to Francis didn't want to fight John because he was scared of him, shit like that. It's like he never he's
He's
gotta stop. He's gotta stop. He's gotta stop, man.
he's a little bit of a snake. He's
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to say
That's
he's
how,
not a man of his word because he's proven plenty of
He's
times
a
that he,
man of his word, but he switches his stories all the time.
yeah, he's yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you call that. We need to think of that kind of archetype. We need to think of a
Flip
like,
flop. Two Face is really what it is. It's kind of a two face type of deal.
well,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, moving on. Brandon Moreno fought Tatsuro Taira, and Taira, man, fucking a. I mean, Brandon Moreno had him in a triangle choke for like 90% of the first round, or positioning for a triangle. Tyra did good to hold fast against, especially against a former champion and like a decorated fighter like Brandon Moreno, and just held strong. Came back out in the second round and landed a takedown, which on rewatch, and I've heard a lot of people say this, I think the takedown knocked Brandon Moreno out. If you rewatch that, he slammed his head off the canvas and he looked like he wasn't there. And then he woke back up, and then that's when he rolled over and turtled and shit. And then Tatsuro Taira took his back because we don't normally see that from Brandon Moreno getting his back taken like that super quick.
Right.
Even against like Figgy, who is, Davison Figueiredo,
Yeah.
that didn't happen. And like even Pantoja didn't take his back like that. Excuse me. And just rewatch it. It really looked like the slam to the mat. He bounced his head off the mat, and that stung him. Um, Shit stoppage. I'll say I don't think it was going to get too much better, but at the same time, Mark Smith just had a god awful night that night. I mean, just horrible, horrible night.
He's so dumb.
Because also Moreno was
It
starting
was
to
a
buck
glancing shot. It was a glancing shot.
full on to the fuck. But yeah, like I don't know, man. I think that a lot of people say, "Oh, Brandon Moreno like was getting beat up," and he was, but he was also preparing to buck. I don't know if I was the only one to see it, but he was raising his ass up to buck him
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And he was posting like he was getting ready to try to buck him and get him high because Tatsuro actually like where he was at. If the fight would have been allowed to have been continued and Moreno wasn't out, like if he truly wasn't that badly hurt, I think because of how high Tyra was, Moreno might have been able to slip out. He would have just done the shake thing, kept shaking him and probably got him off of him. Now, is that to say that Moreno would have won? No, because he's probably down 2-0 after that, even if he would have made it to third round, because even though he had Tyra in that submission for 90% of the round, he really didn't do anything with it. And Tyra technically was in the dominant position.
What were the scorecards on that, actually, now that you mention it?
Yeah, because I am curious to see who scored that first round. I mean, personally, for me, I would give it to Moreno because he was trying to finish the fight, but at the same time, not a lot happened. Brandon Moreno, not more, versus Tatsuro there. Hold on, everybody. We're just looking up stuff. Maybe Coop can.
2 cards to Tyra and 1 to Moreno.
On that, that sounds about right. Yep.
Mike Bell for Moreno, Cartledge and Derek Cleary for
that's Tyra. Fair because I really didn't know who won it. I was like, well, Moreno
How
had.
the fuck is Derek Cleary still a fucking UFC judge? Jesus.
I say that about 90% of them, dude.
Yeah,
I say that about 90% of them, bro. Like, I see him and I'm like, what the fuck? None of them are good.
Sal Diamato's name in a while. It's not to say that he's not judging. I guess he stayed out of the limelight a little bit. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I still don't trust Sal Diamato as far as I can throw him. And I feel like Sal Diamato just sounds like he's a heavy guy, so I don't think I can throw him very far at all. Just Sal sounds like he's something.
That is a husky name.
That's a husky name, man.
That's a name that eats pasta every night.
I'm gonna look him up, and he's gonna be like skinny. He's just gonna be thin, skin and bones.
I've seen him before. He's maybe like a slightly above. He's not like, I wouldn't call him like a fat ass or anything. He's a bald dude, if I recall correctly. I think I was looking him up one time because I was like, I need to.
Yeah, he's like very average looking.
Yeah.
He's about medium size. He also does not look like a Sal. Oh, wait. I think he might be. That can't be him.
Is it a bald fella?
Well, there's a bald fella, and there's also a guy who's got a WWE wrestling belt on his shoulder with a necklace. I mean, it looks like, I don't know. Let me look it up, see if he's the judge. No, okay, it's not him. That guy's in Florida construction, so it's not that Sal D'Amato. Oh, there it is, right there. Oh, I've seen that motherfucker. Yeah, he looks like what the fuck does he look like? I can't remember. Yeah, no, I've seen him before. He kind of looks like there's
Based
a
off my memory, he looks like what's his name from Tool if he just gave up on life.
straight up. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But anyway, um, coming out of that fight, Tyra, dude, I'm gonna say we've been cooking for a while. I probably need to get through these fights pretty quick. Those top two fights had, I mean, the top fight had so much to talk about. But excuse me, sorry, Tyra looks so good, dude. Looks so good.
I still
Van's
think
gonna.
they're crazy for having him as the favorite going into the fight,
I
but
do too. I do too.
they had no reason for him to be favorite going into
No,
the fight,
Moreno
but
should have been the
paid
favorite.
off.
Moreno should have been the favorite. That way I could have hammered the Tyra lineup. No, I'm not gonna lie. I had a bet on Brandon Moreno that did not hit. So
Yeah,
fuck it.
I meant to put money on Moreno, and boy, am I glad I did not.
I made a parlay, and if it would have cashed, it would have been a nice parlay. But every fucking person that I parlayed who I thought was gonna win lost because it had Marab in it. It had Pantoja in it. It had Marab winning by decision. I think that was the line. And then I had Pantoja just winning straight up. I had Moreno winning on the scorecards. I had Cejudo winning. Oh, there was one leg that cashed. Uh, who the fuck was it? Jalen Turner by knockout. That one cashed. And then I had a sixth leg, and it was Mansour Abdul Malik winning by knockout. He fucking subbed him. Like
Yeah.
the very first leg just tanked it. And I'm like, come on, man. So I had one leg that actually hit, everything else lost. But anyway, hell of a performance from Tyra. Really excited to see how he does in the future. Moreno, I don't know where he goes now, man. I probably, I don't know, have him fight. If he's not too banged up, like not too hurt, I'd really like to see him in Horiguchi. That would be like a fucking hell of a fight. But I'm thinking that they're probably going to have Royval or Cop winner fight Horiguchi because I think they also want to get Horiguchi the title. The fact that he's 35 and he probably are 34, 35, and you probably want to get him there quick because he looks like he could win the title. So
Right.
we'll see. But anyway, moving on to the next one, Cejudo versus Talbot. What a dog, man!
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh,
Both of them. Both
yeah.
of them.
He shut us both up. That's for sure.
Dude, I Talbot. How I there? Okay, we've talked about fighters that improve fight to fight. Josh Fan was one that notably just looks so much better. Talbot has like taken that and fucking just blew it to the moon. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think this is the best version of Cejudo, but it's just everything that Talbot does in these fights since Ione Barcelos. I know it's only been two. He just looks insanely better. Like the Cejudo fight, never once at any point in time did I think Cejudo even had a chance to win the fight. The leg kicks were chopping, and I do think that was affecting Talbot slightly. Um, but outside of that, like Henry hit him with some big shit, and Talbot was smiling at him, and it wasn't smiling like faking like I'm hurt and trying to like put a poker face on. No, he was smiling because he was having fun, a la Anthony Hernandez smiling at Roman Dolidze when Roman Dolidze just fucking wings a punch at him. You know the picture I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was how Talbot was the whole fucking fight. And when he took him down and was just like, fucking dude, this kid, I can't even lie. He's fight. I'm starting to become a fan. He's fucking good.
oh
He's
yeah.
really good. He's so fun to watch. Um, Crazy ass celebrations after he wins. Just having, dude. That's the thing. He's having fun in there. Like that's the big part. He's having fun in there, and um, I don't even know, man. Just like, fucking strap the rockets to this kid, send him to the moon, dude. I don't, dude. You can tell me he's fighting Piotr Jan next. I don't know if he'll lose because like he just gets so much better every fight. Um, but
He
man,
definitely rises to the occasion. That hiccup versus Barcelos, that's it's looking more and more like just a small bump in the road to
I,
something way, way,
I
way,
think every
way
fighter
more.
needs that. I think every fighter needs that though. Every
Yeah.
fighter needs that loss that gets him, and that was the one. That was the one. Also, credit to Barcelos. That dude is also really good too. Like we got it because dude, he's looked better every fight too. He's looking really good.
And I will say this also in our defense, well, at least in my defense, I know Henry's a small guy. He's a flyweight.
Yeah,
I didn't realize just how insane that size difference was going to be. That was comical. He was like he literally could have just done this the whole fight. He could have done the big brother hand on forehead. Just he might as well have done that.
telling you, dude.
Yeah,
Uh, Cejudo also, I didn't realize, but if I'm not mistaken, he's the shortest listed fighter on the UFC roster, even like for flyweight or bantamweight, 5'3" or 4" or whatever. And Talbot is one of the top four tallest bantamweights. He's 5'10". I know O'Malley and Sandhagen are like 5'11", 5'10", so they're taller, but slightly. I also just didn't realize Peyton Talbot was 5'10". I thought he was like 5'8".
yeah,
So,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah, so he's so good. Really excited to see where he goes. He's super young, so I hope like as fighters get older, they fill out more. I hope the weight cut doesn't become an issue because I think at bantamweight he's best served for that weight class.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he doesn't look like he's cutting a ton, so I'm really just super pumped to see where that goes. And Cejudo, congratulations on a legendary Hall of Fame career. I mean, you can't call him Triple C for nothing, man. You know, he's a two weight division champion. Former gold medalist, was a dog in there. I mean, beat T.J. Dillashaw, beat Mighty Mouse, beat, um, I mean, a shit ton of different fighters, just like a lot of good fighters. Dominic Cruz, just a damn good fighter. Even when he was losing to the best of the best. Rob Dvalishvili, when Marab was a demon. Aljo, when Aljo was on his streak. Just big props to Cejudo. Also, he just kept coming forward, dude. Like, just would not stop. And at some points in time, it was insane watching it. Like, it was incredible watching it because he was just kept marching forward and kept firing back. And I was kind of like doing that thing every time I think of it when we were at the fucking watch party. I was getting hyped when they were fighting. I was going, yeah. Dude, I was watching that fight like that when Cejudo was in the pocket, just trying to wing, and Talbot was winging at him. I was like, oh, that's what we're fucking talking. Like, yeah, it's like that fucking meme of that guy slapping at his ass.
Yeah.
That's me watching the fight. I was like, oh. And there's another fight on the card, two different fights in the card earlier that happened that I was kind of like that. I was like, oh, like, so it was sick, man. So congrats to Henry, congrats to Peyton. Also, Henry got his show and win money. They paid him his win money. That fight. So big time. Props to him. You have anything else to say about that fight, man?
Not a whole lot. Super impressed by Talbot, obviously. Respect to Cejudo. We picked him to win. He let us down, but best wishes in retirement. He's still a great mind for MMA. He's still probably going to be on the scene without a doubt. So that won't be the last we see of him, but it'll be the last that we see of him in the octagon, and that is for the best. But respect to him. I think that loss is going to age really well as Talbot grows, which is funny because like looking back, we'll be able to say like, man, even when like he came back to the UFC and just lost a bunch, he still lost to great fighters. He lost to champions, literally champions of Marab, Aljo. Song Yadong's a great fighter.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We'll see how well that one ages, but we know he's a good fighter. That was also a really weird thing. That one will be a little tainted with the whole
Herzog.
And then now Peyton, and we're gonna watch Peyton continue to do what he's doing, and yeah, respect to Cejudo.
Can you imagine Peyton versus Sandhagen or O'Malley? Cinema. I think that the fight he should fight next is probably like Cheeto, or some people are saying Zahabi. I mean, the thing is like I don't want to make Zahabi fight back. Don't get me wrong, he's not good, but like don't make him fight back. Have him fight the loser of like O'Malley and Yadong or something like that, and then have Talbot fight Cheeto. I think that's right. Because Zahabi, he's to the point where they're actually going to give him a good fighter. that actually fights, like tries to fight and doesn't fucking stand there and
Yeah.
stare at him for 3 rounds.
How has Zahabi has found himself in this situation?
It
He's
is the
so
most unlikely. He's like what, number 6 or some shit like that.
yeah.
It's fucking
How did you
insane.
get here, dude?
I don't
What's the
understand it.
polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? I mean, what the fuck?
What the fuck? The fuck, dude? That is that is him in this bantamweight division. There's like Mario Batista is ranked like 11th or 12th and is better than him, dude. If you put fucking Eamon Zahabi against Kyler Phillips, who I don't think is ranked anymore, if you put them up against each other, I would pick Kyler Phillips to fucking dog walking. Probably. It's just he fights old dudes like Aldo, which I felt bad about, or he fights guys who can't fight anymore, that just don't fight anymore. Oh my god, I can't believe he's got to this position. I did not think I'd be talking about Eamon Zahabi. Anyway, yeah, Talbot versus Cheeto would be great because I think Talbot would fucking piss Cheeto off and maybe he'll actually fight. So that'd be great. But I don't know. I also think that as much as I love Perillo, Cheeto needs to go to a different gym personally. But yeah, so Talbot versus Cheeto would be great. Cejudo, he can focus on the pound for pound podcast because he'll have another soon to be retired guy after Usman probably gets knocked out or fucking just gets dog walked for 5 rounds against Islam because that's probably the fight that's going to happen. So Usman will be joining him soon and they can focus on the podcast. So anyway, last fight on the main card, and then we'll kind of run through some of these just briefly. Jan Blachowicz and Bogdan Guskov, man. I fucking Jan, dude. Unc still got it. That dude fucking skipping the rope under his ass. It's like I know it was a draw, man, but dude, Jan at 42 still out there. Guskov also beat that ass for a whole round, like bad.
Yeah.
And then Jan come back and kind of beat his ass in the third round. I was like, what is going on, dude? And the leg kicks are still
a lot more tentative than I think both of us had expected.
It's that legendary Polish power that's not.
Yeah,
that doesn't exist.
I think that's what makes it a legendary thing is that it's just
everybody's like scared of it.
The idea of it. It's like, dude, Guskov was probably going into that fight like, nah, he hasn't knocked anyone out since 2020. That shit doesn't exist. But then he got in there and he just hears these little thoughts in the back of his head being like, but what if it does exist? And you're just like, oh, shit. I don't know if I should.
Yeah. He's like, for real, dude. I don't know. That was not the fight that I thought, dude. Also, like, it amazed me. I don't know why, but I thought, like, I know we talked about it beforehand. I knew that they were the same height, but I just expected Jan to be so much bigger than him. Because when I think of Guskov, I think he's like, for some reason, I think he's like 5'10 or 5'11, even though I know he's
like a Joaquin Buckley.
Yes. Yes. But he's huge. He's like huge, though. I'm like, oh, shit. But Jan, dude, they need to start, instead of fucking legendary Polish power, they need to start talking about legendary calf kicks because that dude fucking. People talk about Pereira's calf kicks. Can we just put some respect on Jan Blachowicz's calf kicks? Because legitimately, everybody he's ever fought, he has just chewed their legs the fuck up. And that's one of my takeaways. I'm just like, dude, I forgot how good his leg kicks are. They're so good. And also just his resolve, man. Like, keep him around for the next few years. Don't let him get into like the 46, 47 range. I'll be a little bit scared for him after that point. But let him knock off these contenders. Next fight, have him fight, I don't know, the winner of Bukauskas and Krylov. Have him do that or something. Or like, don't have him do Dominic Reyes again. I don't want to take the chance to see Dom die again. Because that Polish power will just pop right back up. So but and then Guskov, I mean, fuck. I mean, I would even be cool to kind of see this one run back. I don't, because this division is so shallow, and we don't have a whole lot of options right now. You know, I don't need to see Guskov fight Reyes and Reyes die because that's what would happen. So run this one back or like give Guskov, I don't know, you can do anything here. You can do anything here. You can give, you could give Jan the Jamal Hill. When Jamal Hill heals up later this year, because I think they said something like July, Jamal might come back and Jan is not active. Have either Guskov or Jan fight Hill, man. Anyway, sorry, I'm fucking talking too much. What did you think of the fight, though, overall? I mean,
that was pretty much my main thought was, Because
Yeah.
Goose Cop was holding back more than we expected.
Yeah.
Both of us had expected more than I expected. I thought he was going to go in there, bat
Mhm.
out of hell the way he likes to do it. But I don't know. I guess that Polish power was just kind of casting a shadow over him. Obviously, had a really good second round. But yes, what's funny was it made sense. Draw made sense, but I just was not thinking about that. So because I honestly wasn't really scoring the fight like that. I was just watching
Mhm.
it, kind of wondering why Goose Cobb wasn't doing what I was thinking he was going to do. And then by the time that the scorecards come out, they say draw. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. But
100%. Yeah,
yeah,
that I wasn't sure, and like I said it. I think when we were talking in the chats and stuff, I said I think there will be one person score it for Jan, and but I think it'll be a draw. Or like I think no, I said it'll probably be scored for Jan, but I think it's a draw. So it was kind of like that. Like one dude
yeah,
scored it for Jan, and then everybody else scored it a draw.
yeah, majority draw. Yeah,
And I would have been cool with either outcome. I don't. You couldn't have scored it for Guskov, obviously, just because he didn't win the first or the third. It was just how you scored that second round. I saw somebody. I got to remember if it was on X or on a Facebook group post, because I'm in Facebook MMA groups too. If somebody said that they almost thought that the third round should have been a 10-8 for Jan, and I didn't think he beat his ass that bad in that round. I knew he
yeah.
kind of peppered him, like he's chopping him in the legs, punching him. I got to rewatch that fight, but I saw somebody say that, and I'm like, I don't remember him kind of doing that in the third round at all, like doing enough to get a 10-8. Like, because
No.
Guskov also in the third round like didn't do anything. So it could have been that where there was just so little activity from Guskov. But what I call a 10-8 round is what Guskov did in the second, which is dominate, power, hurt somebody. Like if Jan had
Yeah.
hurt him and stunned him and dropped him, and then like Guskov didn't do anything for the rest round, maybe a 10-8 because like he didn't do anything. But without a knockdown or like a really significant, I think he kind of stunned him a couple times. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, I like the score on that car on that fight. And good
Well,
fight. I mean, it was a solid fight. Okay, next we're going to cover the prelims. We're going to run through these real quick. Don't want to go too long for you guys, so we'll talk about these fights just quickly, kind of cover what happened in them and kind of what we if we thought it was cool or not. Basically, we're not going to say too much on him. Dawson versus Torres. Manuel Torres knocked out Dawson fairly early in the second round. Uh, yeah, not pretty nasty knockout. Dawson has a non-existent chin, I think, which sucks because I think he's a really talented fighter. But
it's going to be something to keep an eye on going forward because I like
yeah,
Dawson, but I can't trust that chin. So
yeah, and supposedly he said in an interview in Media Day that after he fought that night, he was going to go impregnate his wife. Um, I, let's hope something. Let's hope he did that to make up for that fucking
yeah,
ass waxing he got.
and I hope he
Also,
wore a helmet while he did it too.
yeah, okay, let's move on. I can't say anything else.
Oh, I'm
You win.
sorry.
You win. You
Sorry.
win. You win. I know I'm doing the dumb. Yeah. Anyway, okay. All right. So moving on. McKinney versus Chris Duncan. That was one of those fights where I was like, oh, fucking losing
That
it.
was as
Insane
advertised.
from beginning to end. From beginning to end. Mark Goddard had a bet on Duncan by sub for sure because that shit should have been stopped like several times. I know everybody that had Chris Duncan first round TKO or KO cards, like fucking bets. I know they were livid, bro.
Yeah.
I know they were mad because I think I did have a bet on Duncan by TKO. I think that was just a singular bet I had, and it did not cash because I was like, what the fuck? I got to start doing it by finish because the TKO prop just ain't hitting for me.
Dude, there was a moment there where I really thought this was, that's typical of a McKinney fight where you think he's got it for a second, but then it starts going the other way. But like he was getting really close, and it got to the point where I was convinced. I was like, oh, he's about to finish him here, and then he got staggered one time. Duncan hit him with something, and he kind of did a stagger step, and I sent that gif that, oh boy, here we go.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
dude.
like. This
I
is when it
remember
becomes a McKinney fight where it's
he
going
was
one way
just,
and then it goes the other.
dude. He was throwing those crazy bombs, and I think like they clinched. I remember, and Duncan was still recovering, but he like reversed position, and McKinney was towards the fence. And also McKinney, I think he did get staggered prior to that, but he was just like, I think he was gassed too, because when you're throwing. By the way, uh, I don't know the exact stat, but Duncan threw over 70 or landed over 70 punches, and McKinney landed 55 in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Some people don't land that in a fight.
Yeah.
Uh, fucking crazy. Uh, but they were in the clinch, and he hits him with that elbow, dude. That thing, when that elbow landed on McKinney, and he just
Mm.
he was like, oh, like he went full. I can't say that word. I almost said full. He went full on, and like went, and I was like, oh, this is it. I was like, this is it. I'm like, he's done. He's fucking done. And yeah, and honestly, in like the broadcast said it several times. He's wincing. He keeps wincing really weirdly. He keeps wincing really, yeah, because he doesn't know where he's at. He's just trying to survive. And
Confused.
Goddard's just sitting there like, beat his ass. This is great.
Yeah.
Sub him. Like, I need that sub prop. I know Goddard was whispering in Duncan's ear, sub him. Look, throw it around his neck.
Yeah, he's blocking.
And then he got him with the Anaconda, which was pretty fucking sick. You don't see those very often. So, shout out to Duncan. Nice little run he's on. Dude's a dog. Nasty dude. And especially after that Rubeski fight. Anyway, shout out Duncan. McKinney. UFC, keep him employed. Dude, I don't care if he loses 5 in a row. Keep him employed as much as like, well, he's got me blocked because I might have said some not so nice things to him. But keep him employed, dude, because I will watch him fight anytime because he's just incredible to watch. Even if he loses, he's fun, and that's what matters. Moving on.
I do want to
Yeah,
add,
yeah. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
they will keep him. They will keep him around. They know that he's very entertaining. They know
Yeah,
his value, which is good. But on like the fighter, like wanting to be a championship fighter end from Terrence McKinney, that I know that he has. He's not going in there to get knocked out. He's going in there to knock people out and, of course, put on entertaining fights. But that results in him getting knocked out. All I'm saying is, and this might come off as rude, is like it's almost getting tiring after every time he fights to see the same tweet where he's like, "Got to do better, back to the drawing board," and then it's like, dude, we like stop trying to protect. Like, we know you.
we know what you are, bro.
You go back in there, you're gonna get in another barn burner, and you're
Yeah,
probably gonna get knocked out again. Like, that's just
yeah,
that's the way. That's the way for you. And guess what? We love it. We love it. Nothing against him. We don't love to see him get knocked out, but we love the
yeah,
entertainment that comes with his fights. So, yeah, man, just
dude. Yeah, Drew Dober doesn't go out
my
there
advice
expecting.
would be to him, don't get hung up on like
Yeah,
disappointing us. You're not disappointing us when you get knocked out. Like, that's what, like, even
yeah.
your biggest fans I don't think, get disappointed when you get knocked out, because I don't think that's why they're fans of you. They're fans because,
Yes, it's
yeah.
fun. It's weird.
No
It's
one's
like
a fan of Terrence McKinney because they want to see him win the belt. Like, that's just not
it's the
that's not
same
your
thing.
argument.
It's why we watch Drew Dober. Like we don't watch
Exactly.
Drew Dober and
Exactly.
Drew Dober knows his role. He's out there to be in entertaining fights, and he's always in entertaining fights. Have they
Mhm.
fought yet?
Yeah,
Have,
remember it was like maybe his second fight, and he almost knocked out Dober. Practically did knock out Dober,
and
and
then
then
Dober
Dober
killed him. Yeah,
came out.
do the rematch. Do the
Yeah,
rematch.
yeah,
I well
okay,
because Dober will win for reasons we all know why. Because. But have him rematch it. I'm down for it. Or like
good.
have I don't know. Also, Duncan, I didn't expect to talk about this fight, but Duncan, do we think like borderline top 15 opponent next, like right on the edge? Because he's won three against pretty solid competition. I
Yeah,
think the Rabeski win was a tougher opponent than McKinney,
yeah,
uh,
yeah,
but
definitely.
maybe like I don't want to say Jalen Turner because Jalen Turner's not in the rankings, but like that would be a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
scrap because Duncan has a crazy chin, and I don't know unless Turner. Well, and Turner's got we saw that tonight. Got really fucking good striking. So I don't know. I just was like positing where like where we would place Duncan because you can't
Definitely
deny
time
him
to
after
start
a
putting
while.
them in there. Yeah.
Huh?
It's definitely
What?
time to start creeping them into the 15
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Macy Barber versus Karine Silva was a fight. To me, this one was, it wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It was kind of like how a lot of people rated the Victoria and Ferreira fight. But it was emotionally charged. Mark Smith needs to be arrested and investigated immediately. Um, and yeah, I think Barber got, I mean, I know she's on a streak, but it was like a big win she needed. And for Silva, she's definitely not as good as I thought she was going to be. I thought Silva might have been a future champion because I thought she was legit, but she just seems really pretty one dimensional. Um, but yeah, Barber won. Pretty tough fight. She was knocked out at one point. Like she was legitimately cracked by a glancing blow. Um, and yeah, so Barber, what do you think? Blanchfield for her next or Fiora? I think I said Fiora. I can't remember. Either one.
Yeah.
Either one. You have too much to say about that fight? Or?
Not a whole lot. I love Macy Barber, so I was happy to see
Oh
her
yeah,
win.
I think we
And
all.
fuck you, Mark Smith, for trying to glancing shot, glancing shot. Shut the hell up, dude. Like
That
we
is
just
that's
watched
the thing is like. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
we just watched the replay, and I know that they when things like that happen, like at least for like eye pokes and stuff. So I'm
Mhm.
sure in that case as well, like they replay it and tell the ref like, "Yep, that
Yeah,
was a foul." So
wasn't it?
was no one telling him, "Yeah, that was directly on
So
the draw."
so after the fact, not Jeff Nowitzki, the chief medical guy, because Nowitzki's the doping guy. Whoever the medical guy is it Ratner or somebody? I can't remember. The guy that is in charge of the medicals came over to Mark Smith and said, "Dog, that wasn't glancing. Like that was a full on shot to the jaw. Or maybe no, it wasn't the medical guy. It was a referee or like a chairman of like the commission or whatever. Come over and was like, that wasn't glancing, dude." And
Uh,
Mark Smith, like I remember when he told him and Anik like announced it, like you briefly announced it, like Mark Smith's face was like, oh, like his face kind of changed for a second. For a ref who I've always considered to be like pretty middling, like pretty okay, he just had a fucking awful night, like a really bad night. Herzog esque, if you will. Like Herzog lately. I'm telling you, dude, these refs have been bad lately. All of them kind of, even Goddard, like with the Duncan and McKinney thing, like, kind of
seems
probably
like they
should have.
were overthinking their jobs, especially like with more heat on
Ever
them
since
now
the,
than ever.
uh,
It seems like they're overthinking it, and that's just causing miscues.
I was gonna say, I don't know if Herzog had any, did he had, I feel like he had might have had a weird one. Yeah, there was like a foul and he restarted the position. No, that was Smith. That was Smith in the Barber fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Herzog. I don't think he had any blunders tonight. So I know. Well, when the FBI is probably like fucking. I know they have. I shared a tweet. It didn't go anywhere because nobody saw it, but it was fucking funny. It was our guy. You sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, yeah. I said the FBI anytime Herzog makes a slight mistake tonight. And it was, you sure about that? Like I should have banged that tweet. Should have banged. I don't care what anybody says. I don't beg for likes, but that one was fucking good.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
know.
moving on to the next one, Nazim Sadikov versus FSCM. Um, all I'm going to say is I was right. How do you think a guy who went life and death with Slava Claus is going to beat FSCM? I'm just saying, dude, and it panned out kind of. I did not think he was going to work the ground that much, but I knew he could beat him. I thought he could beat him definitely on the feet, which ended up leading to a TKO. And Ziem, like, legitimately, he deserves a ranked opponent. That's 100%. I think he should fight. Honestly, it'd be a fight of the two tall guys, and it would be a sexy ass fight. Him versus Bahamondes next. Just two gigantic lightweights fighting each other. You can't tell me that wouldn't be fun. I don't know who'd win that one. That's an interesting fight. What did you take away from that, man? Just quickly, I guess.
I mean, I was impressed by Ziam. Maybe even surprised. You could say. I just
Hmm.
Sadikov, solid opponent. Definitely isn't like bona fide, but has showed that he's got potential. He's a good fighter. So seeing ZM do him like that,
Mm,
very impressed. That's all I really got to say.
100%. All right, moving on to the next one: Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. Uh, man, I think it's kind of like Vettori either. I don't know what to say. He's only 32, but I don't think there's much left, man. Like either he needs to go to a different organization or um, I think he just needs to reevaluate where he's at. Uh, and Bruno Ferreira needs to stop eating fat ass. I don't know. That was crazy. Him like missing weight and coming into the fight with like a fucking tire around his
Yeah,
like
it's
he
like
looked in
try.
and they pointed it out too. Like he looked fatter than he's ever looked in the fight. So I think he must have had a terrible training camp or something. He also didn't look like himself either. That was another thing too with Ferrer. Like he just didn't look. He's a lot faster, usually a little bit more dynamic, and he just threw a lot of predictable overhands and winging shots. And
Mhm.
I was like, I don't
Yeah,
remember you fighting like this. And Vittori looked like Vittori always does, just kind of doesn't do a whole lot. And when he does strike, he has no power behind it, so he can't do anything with it. And he
yep.
didn't try to grapple, which I was like, or no, he did. He shot a few, but I feel like he should have worked the clinch a little bit more. I don't know, man. I just think that Vittori needs to move on, man. I think it would be. I hate saying it for a guy who's a former title challenger, but I think his days in the UFC are pretty numbered, and he's too young to retire. I think he can still earn money. Go over to Bellator, not Bellator, sorry, PFL or any organization, KSW, anything, man. You know, and you could probably still be in those divisions a top five guy. You know, um, I don't know. He's looked pretty bad lately, and Bruno Ferreira. I can't say too much just because like make weight. I don't like. I hate. I've become a big stickler on the missing weight thing lately. It's just really unprofessional. I can't say much because I'm a fat ass, but um, I don't know. It just frustrates the fuck out of me. Like especially
It's their job. You got to do your job, you know.
yeah, and the fact that he's potentially I don't rankings didn't come out today. They come out tomorrow, right? So
Yeah,
how it works, right?
yeah.
He'll probably I said he didn't deserve it. I know that Vittoria was ranked 13th and he'll probably like move up to that spot. I think take Vittoria out of the rankings and don't put Ferreira in there and just move two people up because he doesn't deserve it, in my opinion, you know. I just pissed me off.
No, yeah, I get that. The fight went as I expected. Bruno essentially won off of just being more active, but
Yeah.
I thought he'd also be more active than that and be a little more,
Yeah.
pretty much what you were saying, a little bit more like we're used to seeing him. And he was not
Yeah.
that. He looked just, I'd say depleted, but that almost means empty. And that dude was fat and full, so that's not the right
Yeah.
word. He just looked bogged down. He's got
Yeah.
something to fix in the training camp. Uh, we're not going to know exactly what that is. Only he knows what that is. The good news is that's a self-inflicted wound, and self-inflicted wounds are the easiest to diagnose because you did it. So hopefully he can get that figured out and be what we expect of him.
100%, man. Because I like the Bruno Ferreira that knocked out RoboCop. That's
Yeah,
what I need. That's what
that's
I
the
need. Uh, anyway, moving on. I don't really want to talk about this too much because it was not a fight that should have ever been booked. Barbosa versus Turner. Why this fight was booked, I genuinely can't understand. Like, I cannot comprehend why. Feel bad for Barbosa. I kind of thought he should have retired off of that. He didn't. Turner looked good, but again, he was fighting a guy who's like 97 in fight years,
yeah.
and I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it's fun to have Turner back. I'm gonna be honest. I still don't think he's good. He's good at try. I just don't think he's that good. I know Max is gonna like if Max watches this back, he's gonna be like, "Fuck you," because I don't know, dude. Like get him against every time he fights somebody good, he chokes. Now, if he has found God and like really is like legitimately taking this career seriously and like is 100% in for it, then I need to see it. Like I want to see it. Have him fight Frost. See him next. There you go. Do that fight. If you don't give Frost a ranked fight, do that fight, I would genuinely be curious in it. Um, yeah, that fight would be great. That fight would be
Yeah,
awesome.
I like
Um,
that.
yeah, or don't give him Dawson because that's just another too easy one. He'll probably crack Dawson in the first fucking 45 seconds. Um, give him another striker, and I want to see how he does, man. That's what I want to see. So, hell yeah! But congratulations to Turner. I mean, it's good to have him back because we need guys like him. Because that division is deep as hell, and it's always fun having really high competition. I think he might turn out to be like a Neil Magny for the top 15. Be able to really see. But also, I can't say that because he's only 30. So, do you have very many takeaways from that one, man?
No, no, I don't have jack shit to say about that. I didn't like watching it. I mean, good performance, but I didn't like having to see that.
It was not good. Barbosa, please, God, please. If you take one more fight, do it against like what's Jeremy Stevens doing right now? I know he came back for that one Mason Jones fight. Do Jeremy Stevens? I'm kind of scared because Jeremy might knock him the fuck out too. Um, I would be more
Dude,
interested.
him versus if he's sticking around at 155, him versus Chandler, which I don't think Chandler would
Fun.
ever take that fight. At
No, he
least,
wouldn't,
at
but
least
fun.
not till the White House is off the table or till Connor pulls out of that card. But
Right, right.
that'd be a
I would,
fun one. I think that'd be a fair fight too.
hell, I wouldn't even be mad. I think he'd lose it, but I wouldn't. But also, I'm like suspect as to where this guy's chin is at. But BSD, like
Mm-hmm.
that's almost age appropriate matchmaking. I know, not BSD, not BSD.
Yeah, I said, and I was like, wait a second.
Benil. I meant Benny D. Benny D.
Yeah, that's
Benil
what I
Dariush.
figured you
Yeah,
meant.
yeah. Sorry, no, don't. Oh my God, you want to see a murder in the cage?
If you
Yeah,
go back
Benny
and
D.
watch the video, you'll be able to see me go, wait a
Yeah,
second.
I saw it. No, that's why I stopped myself. I was like, wait. I said the wrong thing. Benny D. Yeah, Benil Dariush because that's age appropriate. Um, almost. Well, in fight years, age appropriate. Oh no, they already fought, and Barbosa knocked him the fuck out. That
Oh, that's
was
right. Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
that was dude. That was one of the best knockouts of his career too. God, that was a good one.
Yeah.
He jumping kneed his ass, and dude, the way Benil fell, I thought he was like. I was like, I watched that live, and I was like, oh, that's dead. He's dead. I'm like, he's dead. It's like Benil was just like, fucking dude, fish, just dead. Rematch it. I got to see it again. Absolute cinema.
Wow.
Even though, yeah, I think at this point,
I think
Benny.
Dariush's chin's gotten stronger since then, right?
Oh, God bless. I don't know if Barbosa has the spring in his step like he used
Yeah,
to.
that's
Man,
true.
imagine one more wheel kick, or one more just crazy. Oh God, I need it. I need it. Anyway, and then in the next fight, moving forward, we had Iwo Baranechki. Yeah, Baranushki. I think that's how it's pronounced. Versus Ebo Oslan.
That's the real fight of the night right there.
Cinema, cinema,
Cinema.
cinema. It was, dude. It was fucking great, bro. So good. Um, chaos. It was a bar fight, but I don't care. Like, if you didn't enjoy that fight, I saw Mr. Morning Combat himself, Luke Thomas, bitched about it, saying like it was fun, but that was like there's no technique to that. Who cares? We had fun. Like this is the shit. I know for a fact that there's some dude still wearing his tap out gear that was in his house, like yeah, like just losing his shit, man. Um, shout out both guys. I hate that didn't get fight of the night. I understand why Marab and Jan got it because of the stakes in the fight, and it was a really good fight. But that should have got fight of the night. I know that Iwo got the performance bonus for knockout of the night, which was cool, but you could have gave the knockout of the night to like 15 different people,
Yeah.
probably, or like finish. Um, great fight. I mean, there's not much to say about it. Great
Yeah,
fight.
well, that's about it.
All right. And not much to say about the next one either, really. Monster Abdul Malik caught a body. Dude, how strong is that motherfucker? The way he was just trucking through Tricoli, just throw. I mean, that double leg that he did on him, or that like body lock takedown, just like grabbing him and slamming him down, crazy, dude. Um, yeah, and I've said it, and I'll say it again. It probably just shouldn't happen for like another 3 years. I have to see Abdul Malik versus Gautier. I have to. I have to see the fight because I don't know. I think a table probably I don't know. He can't wrestle that much though. I
True.
It's either Abdul Malik grounds him and just beats the shit out of him, or Gautier probably knocks him out quick. I don't know, but Mansour could probably knock him
I
out.
think that's one of those inevitable fights.
Oh
We'll
god,
see it when it happens.
I think we're gonna see it in the top five in the next like 3 to 4 years. They've got growing to do. I think that was Mansour's like eighth fight professionally, so
Right.
gotta give him some time. Um, yeah, anything to say about that one?
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I was impressed. That's about it.
Naimov versus Santos. All I got to say about that is like obviously Santos, get your weight in check, because I think he had issues with the he had to go up to 55 for the Sadiq Yusuf fight. Um, just get it in check. He's a big bodied motherfucker. I do know like he looks better suited probably for 55 because he was so much bigger than Naimov, I thought. But good fighter, dude. I think he's got a bright future in the division. Definitely, honestly, he's probably ready for top 15 competition because Naimov beat Nathaniel Wood, who has been perennial top 15. I know it's MMA math, but hell, do I kind of would be interested in Santos versus Wood, even though I don't know. I know the UFC only has top 15 rankings, but they have like their own like internal rankings down below. I don't know if this fight would put him above Wood, but that would be a good fight because he Delgado would be a good fight too, but Delgado lost to Wood. God, a lot of good fights. A lot of good fights.
Yeah.
Ige would be fun. But yeah, anyway. Anything to say about that too much or
No, not a whole lot. I like Santos. I think he's got a bright future. So
oh yeah.
he
Oh yeah.
keep showing it.
All right. Well, we kind of took a while on that card, but that first fight had so much shit to talk about, so we kind of had to talk about it for a little bit. Um, and now we go to our favorite segment of the card, and we talk about the spark of the card. Hell
Right.
yeah.
Make sure I hit the right one.
Hell yeah. All right. This portion of the podcast is where we talk about a moment in the fight, whether it be a fight itself, a knockout submission, a moment on the broadcast, or anything. Really, just the spark of the card, the thing that got you hyped for, like, woke you up and got you ready for the rest of the card. Really kind of just, yeah, just sparked your interest in the card. And I will start. Honestly, I don't know, man. I love the whole card, really. I would say the one though. I think the obvious one, Ewo versus Ebo. I mean that,
Right.
like that was the one where like I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like
That's like
okay,
that's the unified. Like that's definitely it.
yeah. If you had a second one, I think we had two. I think Duncan and McKinney also was like,
Yeah, I was about to say my second one, my backup would be personally would be Chris Duncan, Terrence McKinney, specifically when Duncan staggered him for the first time, because that's when I knew I was like, oh, the
here we
tides
go.
are turning.
Yeah.
Like, here we go again. Oh shit.
I think we like low key kind of had a spark on every portion of the card because you got your early prelims, your prelims, and your main card. I think for early prelims, it was Ewo versus Ebo, and then
hmm
Duncan versus McKinney on the prelims, and then on the main card, I'd say it's probably Cejudo and Talbot. Like that was the
Yeah.
like we had those three fights on one card, and then you had the main event too, dude. Fuck.
hmm
Oh, such a good card. Such a good card. But yeah, I mean, as Squared said, those two fights, the two down there, were probably our big ones. Ewo versus Ebo was the one though, because even if you're not a fight fan, you see two dudes swanging and banging and just
How many
cracking each other.
drops was that? It was a minute and 29 seconds. It had to have been like it felt like 20 drops, but
Ebo, okay, I know Ewo. I know Ebo got dropped like twice. Ewo got dropped at least once, but I think they both got cracked. Like it was
yeah,
every
that's
shot that
probably
landed.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, every it was like staggering. Like every shot that landed staggered him. Like I think Ebo first staggered. Was it Ebo staggered him first, and then Ewo staggered him, and then yeah, back and forth.
Think so.
Dude, at any moment in time, I didn't know who was gonna lose. I was like, oh shit. I was just fucking losing it. I was like, oh my god, bro. I was like, uh, we need more fights like that. That's like I heard somebody said this is the new age Pat Barry and Chet Congo fight, and if you know what I'm talking about, this like legitimately, it's up there. It's up there. So, um, fucking amazing fight, great fight. Definitely go check it out. If you got a minute 30 to spare, go check it out because it was definitely worth it. Anyway, man, moving into the final thoughts of the card. When we break down, I think our favorite cards of the year, like our card of the year, this is going to be on the short list for sure. Top to bottom, dude, just outside of a couple of moments that were like not even terrible. I mean, there's still storyline to the Pantoja injury. This card was great. Um, fuck, I could talk about it forever. I could talk honestly. The Marab and Yan fight I could talk about for days. Just like I'm probably honestly kind of hyped myself up. I might watch it again after this because it was so good. I fucking loved it. Um, yeah, yeah. What are your closing thoughts on the card, man?
Just what I already said. Spectacular way to end the pay-per-view era. I know Dana says, we might still bring it. Shut the fuck up, dude. This was the end of the pay-per-view era. And that was the best way to close it out because, obviously we don't each spend $80 on one pay-per-view. We kind of have our little thing, but it felt worth it. I don't know if I just was by myself and bought that for $80. I don't think there's anything on this planet that would feel worth it for that. As far as what the UFC could put on, but
I would have paid $80 for that one. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things. I wouldn't say it'd be worth $80.
I was gonna say at the same time, you're only paying for 5 fights, so it's like because the others are free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe I wouldn't have paid $80.
Yeah. But it was worth the money. Is what I'm trying to get at. It was worth the money.
100%.
And that was a good way that it left a good taste in our mouths for the ESPN era. Obviously, they still got this fucking Apex card coming up next, which is just hilarious. That's what they're really going to end on. But in our heads,
they should have just dude. They should just cancel it. Just cancel.
Yeah. In our heads, we're all going to think of 323 as the ending, and that's
end of the era. Yeah, man.
End
of the era. It was great. It was great. That's all I can say. I've said it several times. It was great. It was phenomenal, amazing to watch. I'm just gonna pretend this card this Saturday doesn't exist. I'll watch it and watch it be like the best Apex event we've ever seen in our lives. Which I'd have to look at the card again. I don't think it's like looking great for that. I mean, you got Kopp and Royval in the main event, which won't happen because somebody's pulling out. But we'll see. But anyway. I don't know if we'll break that down. Maybe we could go live on YouTube or whatever. We'll see. I mean,
probably
you guys, that might drop before this drops, so we'll see. But not too much else to say. We appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Give us your thoughts in the comments below. What are some of your favorite moments from this card? What are some of your? I mean. We'll probably talk about it more in the future about the ESPN. Do you guys have any specific ESPN era moments that you guys liked? Because again, this was a long era, really long era. So, and what do you guys think of the title fights? All that. Just pop in the comments. We really love the comments. And we'll try to respond more, especially in the comments section, and we'll try to respond to comments in the next shows. Anyway, that's about it for. Stoking the Coals UFC 323 edition. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And Squared, go ahead and take us away, man.
Oh yeah. Follow us on our socials, X at bench_burner, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, everywhere else at Bench Burner Sports. You'll find us there. Thank you for watching. Absolute hell of a card. Good to kind of recap it and think back on how damn good it was. So, thanks for watching.